Chapter 11. The Secrets of Adafa. Begin all acts and thinking by using El Kalim the All. Tablet 35. The Prayer of the Righteous for Vengeance, and their joy at its coming. 19 times 1 equals 19. Lo, and in those days shall have ascended the prayer of the righteous. In those days the holy ones who dwell above in the heaven shall unite with one voice, and supplicate and pray and give praise, and thanks and bless the name of the Adonai spirits, on behalf of the blood of the righteous which has been shed, and that the prayer of the righteous may not be in vain before the Adonai spirits, that the judgment may be done unto them, and that they may not have to suffer forever. In those days I saw the head of days, when he seated himself upon the throne of his glory, and the books of the living were opened before him, and all his hosts was in heaven above, and his counselors stood before him, and the hearts of the holy were filled with joy, because the number of the righteous had been offered, and the prayer of the righteous had been heard, and the blood of the righteous had been required before the Adonai spirits. Tablet 36. Judgment of the rulers and the mighty. 19 times 2 equals 38. Lo, and in that place I saw the fountain of righteousness, which is inexhaustible, and around it were many fountains of wisdom, and all the thirsty drank of them, and they were filled with wisdom. Their dwellings were with the righteous and the holy elect. And it was that hour that the Son of Man was named in the presence of the Adonai spirits, and his name was before the head of days, yea, before Afsu the sun, and the signs were created, before El Najamat the stars, and the heavens were made. His name was named before the Adonai spirits. He shall be a staff to the righteous, whereon to stay themselves and not fall. He shall be the light of the Gentiles, and the hope of those who are troubled of heart. All who dwell on earth shall fall down and worship before him, before the creation of the world, and forevermore. And the wisdom of the Adonai spirits has been revealed to him for the holy and righteous, because they have hated and despised this world of unrighteousness, and they have hated all its works and ways in the name of the Adonai spirits. For in his name they are saved, and according to his good pleasure they have been in regard to their life. In those days downcast in countenance, and then shall the rulers of Tiamat the planet earth have become, and the strong who possess the laid because of the works of their hands. For on the days of their anguish and affliction they shall not be able to save themselves, and I will give them over into the hands of mine elect, as straw in the fire. So shall they burn before the face of the righteous, and no trace of them shall fall, and not rise again. There shall not be one to take them with his hands and raise them, for they have denied the Adonai spirits and his anointed. The name of the Adonai spirits be blessed. Tablet 37. The power of wisdom of the elect ones. 19 times 2 equals 38. Lo, for wisdom is poured out like water, and glory faileth not before him forevermore. For he is mighty in all the secrets of righteousness, and unrighteousness shall disappear as a shadow, and they have no countenance, because the elect one stands before the Adonai spirits, and his glory is forever and ever, and his might unto all generations. And in him dwells wisdom, and the spirit which gives insight, and the spirit of understanding and might, and the spirit of those who have all fallen asleep in righteousness. And he shall judge the secret things, and no one shall judge the secret, or be able to utter a lying word before him. For he is the elect one before the Adonai spirits, according to his good pleasure. The glorification and victory of the righteous, the repentance of the Gentiles. And in those days a change shall take place for the holy and elect, and the light of the days shall abide upon them, and glory and honor shall turn to the holy. On that day of affliction, on which evil shall be treasured up against the sinners, the righteous shall be victorious in the name of the Adonai spirits. Yet through his name shall they be saved, and the Adonai spirits will have compassion upon them. For his compassion is great, and he is righteous also in his judgment, and in the presence of his glory unrighteousness shall not maintain itself. At his judgment the unrepentant shall perish before him, and from henceforth I will have no mercy upon them, saith the Adonai spirits. The resurrection of the dead, and the separation by judgment of the righteous and the wicked. In those days shall Tiamat the planet Earth also give back which has been entrusted to it, and the underworld Kanergi also shall give back that which it has received, and hell shall give back that which it owes. For in those days the elect one shall arise, and he shall choose the righteous and the holy from among them, for that day has drawn near, that they should be saved. The elect one shall in those days sit on my throne, and his mouth shall pour forth all the secrets of wisdom and counsel. For the Adonai spirits have given them to him, and he hath glorified him. And in those days shall the mountains leap like rams, and the hills shall also skip like lambs satisfied with milk, and the faces of the Anunnaki in heaven shall be lighted up with joy. Tiamat the planet Earth shall rejoice, and the righteous shall dwell upon it, and the elect one shall walk thereon. Tablet 38. The 7 metal mountains and the elect one. 19 times 3 equals 57. Lo, and after those days, in that place where I had seen all the visions of that which is hidden, for I had been carried off in a whirlwind, and they had borne me towards the west, there my eyes saw all the secret things of heaven that shall be, a mountain of iron, and a mountain of copper, and a mountain of silver, and a mountain of gold, and a mountain of soft metal, and a mountain of lead. And I asked the Anunnaki who went with me, saying, What things are these which I have seen in secret? He said unto me, All these things which you have seen shall serve the dominion of his anointed, that he may be potent and mighty on Tiamat the planet Earth. And the Anunnaki of peace answered, saying unto me, Wait a little. There shall be revealed unto you all the secret things which have surrounded the Adonai of spirits. These mountains which your eyes have seen, the mountain of iron, and the mountain of copper, and the mountain of silver, and the mountain of gold, and the mountain of soft metal, and the mountain of lead, all these things shall be in the presence of the elect one, as wax before the fire. And like the water which streams down from above, they shall become powerless before his feet. And it shall come to pass in those days that none shall be saved, either by gold or by silver, and none will be able to escape. There shall be no iron for war, nor shall one clothe oneself with a breastplate. Bronze shall be of no service, and tin shall be not esteemed, and lead shall not be desired. All these things shall be destroyed from the surface of Tiamat the planet Earth, when the elect one shall appear before the face of the Adonai of spirits. The Valley of Judgment. There my eyes saw a deep valley with open mouths, and all who dwell on Tiamat the planet Earth, and Yam the sea, and islands shall bring forth gifts to him, and presents and tokens of homage. But the deep valley shall not become full, and their hands commit lawless deeds, and the sinners devour all whom they lawlessly oppress. Yet the sinners shall be destroyed before the face of the Adonai of spirits, and they shall be banished from off the face of this earth, and they shall perish forever and ever. For I saw all the Anunnaki of punishment abiding and preparing all the instruments of the evil reptilian one. I asked the Anunnaki of peace who went with me, For whom are they preparing these instruments? And he said unto me, They prepare these for the rulers and the mighty of this earth, that they may thereby be destroyed. After this the righteous and the elect one shall cause the house of his congregation to appear. Henceforth they shall be no more hindered in the name of the Adonai of spirits. These mountains shall not stand as Tiamat the planet Earth before his righteousness, but the hills shall be as fountains of water, and the righteous shall have rest from the oppression of the sinners. I looked and turned to another part of Tiamat the planet Earth, and saw there a deep valley with burning fire. And they brought the kings and the mighty, and they began to cast them into this deep valley. And there mine eyes saw how they made these their instruments, iron chains of immeasurable weight. And I asked the Anunnaki of peace who went with me, saying, For whom are these chains being prepared? He said unto me, These are being prepared for the hosts of Azazel, so that they may take them and cast them into the abyss of complete condemnation. And they shall cover their jaws with rough stones, as the Adonai of spirits commanded. Murdoch and Nusku and Raphael and Phanuel shall take hold of them on that great day, and cast them on that great day into the burning furnace, that the Adonai of spirits may take vengeance on them, for in their unrighteousness, in becoming subject to the evil reptilian one, and leading astray those who dwell on Tiamat the planet Earth. Tablet 39. The final judgment of Azazel, the Watchers and their children. 19 times 2 equals 38. Lo, when I have desired to take hold of them by the hand of the Anunnaki, on the day of tribulation and pain. Because of this, I will cause my chastisement and my wrath to abide upon them, saith Yahuwah. You have mighty rulers who dwell on the planet Earth. You shall have to behold to mine elect one, how he sits on the throne of glory and judges Azazel, and all his associates and his hosts, in the name of the Adonai spirits. I saw there the hosts of the Anunnaki of punishment going. They held scourges and chains of iron and bronze. And I asked the Anunnaki of peace who went with me, saying, To whom are these who hold the scourges going? He said unto me, To their elect and beloved ones, that they may be cast into the chasm of the abyss of the valley. And then that valley shall be filled with their elect and beloved. And the days of their lives shall be at an end, and the days of their leading astray shall not thenceforth be reckoned. The last struggle of the heathen powers against Israel. And in those days the Anunnaki shall return, and hurl themselves to the east upon the Parthians, meaning pledge, and Medes, meaning middle land. They shall stir up the rulers, so that the spirit of unrest shall come upon them, and they shall rouse them from their thrones, that they may break forth as lions from their lairs, and as hungry wolves amongst their flocks. And they shall go up and tread under foot the land of his elect ones. But the city of my righteous shall be a hindrance to their horses. They shall begin to fight amongst themselves, and their right hand shall be strong against themselves. And a man shall not know his brother, nor a son know his father or his mother, till there be no number of the corpses through their slaughter, and their punishment will not be in vain. In those days the underworld Kanergi shall open its jaws, and they shall be swallowed up therein, and their destruction shall be at an end. The underworld Kanergi shall devour the sinners in the presence of the elect. The return from dispersion. It came to pass after this, that I saw another host of wagons, and of men riding thereon, and coming on the winds from the east, and from the west to the south, and the noise of their wagons was heard. And when this turmoil took place, the holy ones from heaven remarked it. The pillars of Tiamat the planet Earth were moved from their place, and the sound thereof was heard from one end of heaven to the other in one day. They shall fall down and worship the Adonai spirits. Tablet 40. The blessedness of the saints. 19 times 4 equals 76. Lo, and I began to speak the third parable concerning the righteous and elect. Blessed are you, you righteous and elect, for glorious shall be your lot. And the righteous shall be in the light of Afsu the sun, and the elect in the light of eternal life. The days of their life shall be unending, and the days of the holy are without number. They shall seek the light, and they will find righteousness with the Adonai's spirits. There shall be peace to the righteous in the name of the eternal Adonai. After this it shall be said to the holy in heaven, that they should seek out the secrets of righteousness, the heritage of faith. For it has become bright as Afsu the sun upon Tiamat the planet Earth, and darkness is past. There shall be a light that never endeth, and to the limit of days it shall not come. For the darkness shall first have been destroyed, and the light of uprighteousness will have been established forever before the Adonai's spirits. The light and the thunder. In those days mine eyes saw the secrets of the lightning, and the lights and the judgments that they execute and they willeth, and there saw the secrets of the thunder, and how when it resounds above in heaven. The sound thereof is heard, and he caused me to see the judgment executed on Tiamat, whether they be for well-being and blessing, or for a curse, according to the word of the Adonai's spirits. After that, the secrets of the light and the lightning were shown to me, and they lightened for blessing and for satisfying. The judgment of the righteous by the elect ones. I saw in those days how long cords were given to those Anunnaki, and they took to themselves wings and flew, and they went towards the north. I asked the Anunnaki, saying unto him, Why have those Anunnaki taken the cords and gone off? And he said unto me, They have gone to measure. The Anunnaki who went with me said unto me, And the ropes of the righteous to the righteous, and that they may stay themselves on the name of the Adonai's spirits forever and ever. The elect shall begin to dwell with the elect, and those are the measures which have been given to faith, which shall strengthen righteousness. These measures shall reveal all the secrets of the depths of Tiamat the planet Earth, and those that have been destroyed by the desert, and those that have been devoured by beasts, and those that have been devoured by the fish of the yam, that they may return and stay themselves on the day of the elect one. For none shall be destroyed before the Adonai spirits, and none can be destroyed. And all who dwell above in heaven receive the command and power, and one voice, one light like unto fire. And that one with their first words they bless, and extolled, and lauded with wisdom, and they were wise in utterance in the spirit of life. And the Adonai spirits place the elect one on the throne of glory, and he shall judge all the works of the holy above in heaven, and in the balance shall their deeds be weighed. When he shall lift up his countenance to judge their secret ways, according to the word of the name of the Adonai spirits, and their path according to the way of the righteous judgment of the Master of spirits. Then shall they with one voice speak and bless, and glorify and extol, and sanctify the name of the Adonai spirits. And he will summon all the host of the heavens, and all the holy ones above, and the host of Anu, the Garubat, Sarufat, and Orphanin, and all the Anunnaki of power, and all the Anunnaki of principalities, and the elect one, and the other powers on Tiamat the planet earth, and over the water. On that day shall they raise one voice, and bless and glorify and extol in the spirit of faith, and in the spirit of wisdom, and in the spirit of patience, and in the spirit of mercy, and in the spirit of judgment and peace, and in the spirit of goodness. And they shall all say with one voice, Blessed is he, and may the name of the Adonai spirits be blessed forever and ever. All who sleep not above in the heaven shall bless him, and the holy ones who are in the heaven shall bless him, and all the elect who dwell in the garden of life, and every spirit of light who is able to bless, and glorify and extol, and hallow your blessed name. And all flesh shall be beyond measure glorify, and bless your name forever and ever. For great is the mercy of the Adonai spirits, and he is long-suffering, and all his works, and all that he has created he has revealed to the righteous and the elect in the name of the Adonai spirits. Tablet 41. Judgment of the kings and the mighty, blessedness of the righteous. 19 times 3 equals 57. Lo, and thus the Adonai commanded the rulers, and the mighty and the exalted, and those who dwell on Tiamat the planet earth, and said, Open your eyes and lift up your horns, if you are able to recognize the elect one. And the Adonai of spirits seated him on the throne of his glory, and the spirit of righteousness was poured out upon him, and the word of his mouth slays all the sinners, and all the unrighteous are destroyed before his face. And there shall stand up in that day all the rulers, and the mighty, and the exalted, and those who hold Tiamat the planet earth, and they shall see and recognize how he sits on the throne of his glory, and righteousness is judged before him, and no lying word is spoken before him. Then shall pain come upon them, as on a woman in travail, when her child enters the mouth of the womb, and she has pain in bringing forth. And one portion of them shall look to the other, and they shall be terrified, and they shall be downcast of countenance, and pain shall seize them, when they see that Son of Man sitting on the throne of his glory. And the rulers and the mighty, and all those who possess Tiamat the planet earth shall bless, and glorify and extol him, who rules over all who is hidden. For from the beginning the Son of Man was hidden, and the Most High Anu preserved him in the presence of his might, and revealed him to the elect. And the congregation of the elect and the holy shall be sown, and all the elect shall stand before him on that day. And all the rulers and the mighty and the exalted, and all those who rule Tiamat the planet earth, shall fall down before him on their faces, and worship and set their hope upon that Son of Man, and petition him, and supplicate for the mercy at his hands. Nevertheless, the Adonai's spirits will so press them, that they shall hastily go forth from his presence, and their faces shall be filled with shame, and the darkness shall grow deeper on their faces, and he will deliver them to the Anunnaki for punishment, to execute vengeance on them, because they have oppressed his children and his elect. And they shall be a spectacle for the righteous and for his elect. They shall rejoice over them, because the wrath of the Adonai of spirits rests upon them, and his sword is drunk with their blood. And the righteous and the elect shall be saved on that day, and they shall never thenceforward see the face of the sinners and the unrighteous. And the Adonai of spirits will abide over them, and with that Son of Man shall they eat, and lie down, and rise up forever and ever. And the righteous and the elect shall have risen from Tiamat, and ceased to be of downcast countenance, and they shall have been clothed with garments of glory, and they shall be the garments of life from the Adonai of spirits. And your garment shall not grow old, nor your glory pass away before the Adonai of spirits. Tablet 42, the unraveling repentance of the rulers and the mighty. 19 times 2 equals 38. Lo, in those days shall the mighty and the rulers who possess Tiamat the planet Earth implore him to grant them a little respite from his Anunnaki of punishment, to whom they were delivered, that they might fall down and worship before the Adonai's spirits and confess their sins before him. And they shall bless and glorify the Adonai's spirits and say, Blessed is the Adonai's spirits, and the Adonai of rulers, and the Adonai of the mighty, and the Adonai of the rich, and the Adonai of glory, and the Adonai of wisdom. And splendid in every secret thing is your power from generation to generation, and your glory forever and ever. Deep are your secrets and innumerable, and your righteousness is beyond reckoning. We have now learnt that we should glorify and bless the Adonai of rulers, and him who is ruler of all rulers. And they shall say, Would that we had rest to glorify and give thanks, and confess our faith before his glory. And now we have longed for a little rest, but find it not. We follow hard upon it, and obtain it not. And light has vanished from before us, and darkness is our dwelling place forever and ever. We have not believed before him, nor glorified the name of the Adonai's spirits, but our hope was in the scepter of our kingdom and our glory. And in our day of suffering and tribulation he saves us not, and we find no respite for confession, that our Adonai is true in all his works and in his judgment and his justice, and his judgment have no respects of persons, and we pass away from before his face on account of our works, and all our sins are reckoned up in righteousness. Now they will say unto themselves, Our souls are filled with unrighteous gain, but it does not prevent us from descending from the mist thereof into the burden of the underworld Kanergi, and after their faces shall be filled with darkness and shame before that Son of Man, and they shall be driven from his presence, and the sword shall abide before his face in their midst. Thus spoke the Adonai of spirits. This is the ordinance and judgment with respect to the mighty, and the rulers and the exalted, and those who possess the planet Earth before the Adonai of spirits. Tablet 43, Vision of the fallen Anunnaki in the place of punishment. 19 times 2 equals 38. Lo, and other forms I saw hidden in that place. I heard the voice of the Anunnaki saying, These are the Anunnaki who descended to Tiamat the planet Earth, and revealed what was hidden to the children of men, and seduced the children of men into committing sin. Adafa foretells to Utnapishtim the deluge and his own preservation. And in those days, Utnapishtim saw Tiamat the planet Earth, that it had sunken down, and its destruction was nigh. And he arose from thence and went to the ends of Tiamat the planet Earth, and cried aloud to his grandfather Adafa. And Utnapishtim said 3 times with an embittered voice, Hear me, hear me, hear me. And I said unto him, Tell me what it is that is falling out on Tiamat. That Tiamat is in such an evil plight and shaking, lest perchance I shall perish with it. And thereupon there was a great commotion on Tiamat, and a voice was heard from heaven. And I fell on my face, and Adafa my grandfather came and stood beside me. And he said unto me, Why have you cried unto me with a bitter cry and weeping? And a command has gone forth from the presence of the Adonai concerning those who dwell on the planet Earth, that their ruin is accomplished, because they have learnt all the secrets of the Anunnaki, and all the violence of the evil ones, and all their powers, the most secret ones, and all the powers of those who practice sorcery, and the power of witchcraft, and the power of those who make molten images for the whole earth, and how silver is produced from the dust of Tiamat, and how soft metal originates in Tiamat, and lead and tin are not produced from Tiamat like the first. It is a fountain that produces them, and an Anunnaki stands therein, and the Anunnaki is preeminent. And after that my grandfather Adafa took hold of me by my hand and raised me up, and said unto me, Go, for I have asked the Adonai of spirits as touching this commotion on Tiamat. And he said unto me, Because of their unrighteousness their judgment has been determined upon, and shall not be withheld by me forever. Because of the sorceries which they have searched out and learned, Tiamat and those who dwell upon it shall be destroyed. And these, they have no place of repentance forever, because they have shown them what was hidden. and they are damned. But as for you, my son, the Adonai Spirits knows you are pure and guiltless for this reproach concerning the secrets, and he has destined your name to be among the holy, and will preserve you amongst those who dwell on Tiamat, and has destined your righteous seed, both for rulership and for great honours. And from your seed shall proceed a fountain of righteousness, and holy without number forever. Tablet 44. The Anunnaki, the waters, bidden to hold them in check. 19 times 1 equals 19. Lo, and after that he showed me the Anunnaki a punishment, who are prepared to come and let loose all the power of the waters, which are beneath in Tiamat, in order to bring judgment and destruction on all who abide and dwell on Tiamat. And the Adonai Spirits gave commandment to the Anunnaki who are going forth, that they should not cause the waters to rise, but should hold them in check. For those Anunnaki were over the power of the waters, and I went away from the presence of Adaphah. The final translation of Adaphah. And it came to pass after this, that his name during his lifetime was raised aloft to that Son of Man, and to the Adonai Spirits, from amongst those who dwell on Tiamat, and he was raised aloft on the chariots of the Spirit, and his name vanished from amongst them. And from that day I was no longer numbered amongst them, and he sent me between the two winds, between the north and the west, where the Anunnaki took the cords to measure for me, the place for the elect and the righteous. And there I saw the first fathers, and the righteous who from the beginning dwell in that place. Tablet 45. Two earlier visions of Adaphah. 19 times 3 equals 57. Lo, and it came to pass after this, that my spirit was translated, and it ascended into the heavens, and I saw the holy sons of Anu. They were stepping on flames of fire, their garments were white, and their faces shone like snow. And I saw 2 streams of fire, and the light of that fire shone like hyacinth. And I fell on my face before the Adonai Spirits, and the Anunnaki Murdoch seized me by my right hand, and lifted me up, and led me forth into all the secrets. And he showed me all the secrets of righteousness, and he showed me all the secrets of the ends of the heaven, and all the chambers of all El Najamat the stars, and all the luminaries, whence they proceeded before the face of the holy ones. And he translated my spirit into the heaven of heavens. And I saw there as it were a structure built of crystals, and between the crystals tongues of living fire. And my spirit saw the girdle which girt that house of fire, and on its 4 sides were streams full of living fire, and they girt that house. And round about were Saraphat, Garabat, and Orphanin, and these are they who slept not, and guard the throne of his glory. And I saw Anunnaki who could not be counted, 1,000 thousands, and 10,000 times 10,000, encircling that house. And Murdoch and Raphael and Nusku and Phanuel, and the holy Anunnaki who are above the heavens, go in and out of that house, and they came forth from that house. And Murdoch and Raphael and Nusku and Phanuel, and many holy Anunnaki without number, and with them the head of days, his head white and pure as wool, and his raiment indescribable. And I fell on my face, and my whole body became relaxed, and my spirit was transfigured, and I cried out with a loud voice, with the spirit of power, and blessed and glorified and extolled. And these blessings which went forth out of my mouth were well pleasing before the head of days. And with the head of days came Murdoch, Nusku, Raphael, and Phanuel, thousands and 10,000s of Anunnaki without number. And he came to me and greeted me with his voice, and said unto me, This is the Son of Man, who is born unto righteousness, and righteousness abides over him, and the righteousness of the head of days forsakes him not. And he said unto me, He proclaims unto you peace in the name of the world to come. For from hence he proceeded peace since the creation of the world, and so shall it be unto you forever and ever. And all shall walk in his ways, since righteousness never forsakes him. With him will be their dwelling places, and with him their heritage, and they shall not be separated from his forever and ever. And so shall there be length of days with that Son of Man, and the righteous shall have peace in an upright way, in the name of the Adonai Spirits forever and ever.